Hello, welcome back. Today, in front of me, I have my laptop. You'll see me looking in this direction because I am looking at my laptop screen. On the screen, I have 50 questions about me, and I'm going to answer them as best I can and as briefly as I can. Here we go. What are your top 3 values? Integrity, empathy, and peacefulness. What are your strengths? Well, I'm intelligent. I like to think that I'm patient. I try to be patient. And I am compassionate. What are your weaknesses? Sometimes I can be lazy. What motivates you? That's very broad, isn't it? Well, I'm motivated by the desire for peace and understanding. What are your passions? I am a creative person, and my passions are all creative. I love to write fiction. I love to make music. I love to draw. And I love to read and to study. Believe it or not, yes, I actually like studying, sitting and being quiet. What are your hobbies? I play video games. I like to go for walks. And on my walks, I use an app called Merlin to collect bird songs. What are your goals? My goal is to continue my life as I am conducting it right now. To meditate, to do movement practice, Qigong, and to practice mindfulness. What are your fears? Well, if we're talking about corporal fears, I am afraid of a very particular species of cricket. Occasionally you hear them called spider crickets. I believe cave crickets may be more typical. Here comes my cat. Hello. Thank you for visiting me. I know. I'm always happy to see you. Walking past me, yes. Thank you. Now I need to find my list again, but I don't really have many fears. But I am afraid of that particular species of cricket, and I am afraid of the dark. believe it or not. Hello. Yes, I know. I'm happy to see you too. Please don't make a lot of noise getting down. That is my cat, and his name is Salad. He wanted to know what I was doing. So let me get my list back. Okay. I don't remember what number I was on. But that doesn't matter, does it? I'm going to say that I was on number 4. And if I wasn't, well, that's no problem. I've asked an AI to generate 50 questions about me. And it is generating a brand new list. That's why I don't know where I was. Well, we're going to go up to this one. What is your favorite animal? I love all animals, even the crickets that I mentioned that I fear. I fear them, but I do not begrudge them their existence. And when I find them, I try as much as I can to put them outside rather than to kill them. But if I had a favorite animal, if I had to choose a favorite, I don't believe I could. So I'm going to just say any animal. Because it doesn't matter whether this animal is my favorite or not. I like whales, humpback whales in particular. I love their songs, as I understand many do. What is your favorite place to visit? Well, I am a hermit. I don't go out except to go on my walks, check the mail. Obviously, sometimes I have to leave my house to do chores. But visiting places is not something that I do. So I understand that may be a strange answer that presents more questions. Why am I a hermit? How am I a hermit? How did that come to be? Does this mean I'm religious? Because most hermits are. I'm not. I'm a secular hermit. And I've been a hermit for the last few years. I'm going to say 5 years. But it may be longer. I don't entirely remember. I decided that peace was not out there. It was going to be in here. And it has been very helpful. And my family has not understood. That's okay. What is your favorite season? The next question is, what is your favorite holiday? And I'll answer these both now. My favorite seasons are spring and fall. Anything in between temperature extremes. And I don't have a favorite holiday. I don't celebrate holidays. You may think that means that I'm a dour person, or that I don't like to have fun. And it doesn't. I just follow my own traditions. My wife and I. We live our lives a certain way. We have our traditions. We express love and gratitude. We celebrate whatever we want in our own ways. And it works for us. What is your favorite memory? I don't have one. What is your favorite thing about yourself? I am peaceful. I have worked to be peaceful. Peace is a choice. I make that choice every day. I am pleased with that. My beard's pretty good. What is your least favorite thing about yourself? I have a lot of regret. I often find myself thinking about things from my past that I wish had not happened. And every time I do, I say, the past does not exist unless I exhume it. Understand? I've forgotten to turn off my HVAC, so you're probably going to hear my heating come on. Hopefully, that won't be too much of a distraction for you. But when I find myself wrapped up in regrets and thinking, I wish that hadn't happened, I wish I could erase that from my life, I tell myself I can. It's just that I can't erase it forever. Every time it appears in my life, I erase it. I put it back where it belongs, and I continue forward. And I have to do that every single time, and you probably will too, if you endeavor to live in this way. Finding peace is not about stopping. When you say, now I have peace, I'm done. I have peace forever. I have no regrets forever. That's not going to be the case. Strife is human nature. It is in us to strive and to fight. And we look back at the past because we want to avoid making mistakes that we've made before. And it's not a bad impulse. It's just not a helpful behavior all the time. So you're always going to be creating yourself and choosing peace. And it's an active process. What is your biggest accomplishment? Well, I have 7 novels in print. 3 of them are NaNoWriMo books. That is, I wrote them in 31 days. Fewer, in fact. I'm proud of all of that work. And I'm proud of all the music that I've written as well. What is your biggest regret? This goes back to what I was saying before. I don't think I rank regrets from biggest to smallest. I can't think of what my smallest regret is either. But many of the things that I regret are instances of social awkwardness where I feel that I embarrassed myself. What is your biggest pet peeve? I would like to say that I don't have one, but I believe that I do. This is the only pet peeve I can think of right now. There may be more. But my pet peeve, my biggest pet peeve, or at least the one that comes to mind right now, is when people say how like, for instance, how it looks like or how it feels like, rather than what it looks like or what it feels like. And I believe this is something that came over from people that speak English as a second language and appeared in memes and was adopted passively by native speakers, native English speakers, who just copied memes without giving any thought to the grammar, because memes aren't really, about grammar. And as a result, uh, this construction, this how-like construction, has entered um, native English vernacular, and I expect it to become standard eventually. And I have no problem with language change. I'm not a language prescriptivist. Um, it's just when I hear this or when I read this, sometimes I feel irritated. And then I let the irritation be. I say, I'm irritated by this. I'm going to put the irritation down, and I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. You acknowledge the bad feeling, acknowledge the negative feeling, and then put it down. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't suppress it. Just hold it in front of you. Say that it's there. Say what it is. Name it. Then put it down and walk on. What is your biggest guilty pleasure? I don't have any. I can't think of anything that pleases me that I feel guilty about. What is your dream job? Well, if we're dreaming here, I would like to be the kind of person who gets paid to get in a spaceship and travel from planet to planet and talk to different people from different alien species about mindfulness, and to learn from different species their ideas um, about mindfulness. What is your dream vacation? I don't really have one. I like to look at pictures of forests and mountains and oceans. But I never find myself saying, I really wish I could go somewhere else. What is your dream car? Well, we're dreaming. So my dream car is a spaceship. It can be anything, can't it? What is your dream home? My dream home is a roof over my head, plumbing, heating, food in it. My dream home is quiet, peaceful. What is your favorite thing to do when you're feeling down? Well, I don't know that I have a favorite thing to do when I'm feeling down. But as I said before, when I'm feeling down, what works best for me is mindfulness. I attend to where I am and to what I'm doing, and I do that whether I feel down or not. And if I have a feeling that I don't want to have, an unpleasant feeling, an unpleasant emotion, I imagine that I'm picking it up and I'm looking at it and I'm naming it. And its name appears on it as I name it. And I say, I feel frustrated. I feel regretful. I feel afraid. This is the truth. And then I imagine that I'm putting it down. That's where it goes. Behind me. And then I am moving on. That is what I do when I'm feeling down. And does it always make me feel 100% good? No. That's not what peace is. But it does make me feel as if I can move on. I can continue. The bad feeling or the unwanted emotion doesn't have to stop me. Even if I still feel it, I can go on. And if you can go on, you can leave the feeling behind. When people say that time heals all wounds, what they mean is that as you go about your life and do things that you need to do, sometimes, oftentimes, the things that hurt begin to hurt a little less. And it's not because you don't think about them. It's not because they don't matter. It's because your attention is on the present. So, my favorite thing to do when I'm feeling down is to attend to the present. What is your favorite way to relax? Meditation. What is your favorite way to exercise? Well, I do Qigong, and I enjoy walks in the woods. What is your favorite way to spend time with friends? I don't. What is your favorite way to spend time with family? I love sitting on the couch and watching TV with my wife. We order food, we watch TV, and once we're done eating, we take a nap because we're over 40. And when we wake up, we eat more food and we watch more TV. And I really cherish that time with my wife. What is your favorite way to spend time alone? Well, my favorite way to spend time alone is in meditation. What is your favorite way to learn? By reading. What is your favorite way to express yourself? By speaking. What is your favorite way to help others? I believe I'm doing it right now. I try to use these videos to spread the message that mindfulness and meditation are useful. And I hope that message gets out and that it's helpful to at least one person. What is your favorite way to give back to your community? I believe this answer is the same as the previous answer. I contribute to my community by being as small a part of it as I can, by not making demands that my community give and give to me. There are obviously things that I need that my community can provide. But this answer actually applies to what is your favorite way to make a difference in the world, which is the next question. And that is, I try to make a difference in my community and in the world by being a very small part of it. What is your favorite way to celebrate? My favorite way to celebrate is by telling my wife that I love her and how happy I am that we get to live our lives together. What is your favorite way to be creative? That is very difficult. I don't know that I have a favorite way to be creative, but some of the ways in which I am creative are I write, and I make visual art, and I make music. Music was the first way that I learned to be creative. The first way that I knew that I could be creative. So music is close to a favorite. But I also like thinking about philosophy and language and creating languages. So those are up there too. What is your favorite way to be productive? When I am productive, I am still. I am quiet. Obviously, I do chores at home. But almost all my creativity, almost all my productivity comes from being quiet and thinking. I'm good at thinking and I like thinking. I like just sitting by myself and doing nothing but thinking. I have a very high tolerance for boredom. In fact, I rarely get bored. My mind is always active. So there is a degree to which I am always productive, and that I am always productive of thought. What is your favorite way to be organized? Well, my favorite way to be organized is to put things back where they go every time I move them. Is to have these little routines that by which I can govern where I place things, how I find things, and how I keep things in order. I need my routines. I'm autistic, and having rigid routines is very common for people with autism. I'm no exception. To me, having these rigid routines about what to do and when and where things go is just a natural thing. It's surprising to me, even now, that it's not a natural thing to most people. And maybe it is. How should I know? What is your favorite way to be spontaneous? Well, I'm not. What is your favorite way to be adventurous? Adventure? Excitement? The Jedi craves not these things. What is your favorite way to be romantic? I once had a therapist tell me that I should try and figure out what my love language is. What is your love language? Is it making food for people? Is it giving gifts? My love language is language. If I love you, I will tell you. that I love you. What is your favorite way to be silly? I have a very dry, analytical sense of humor. My favorite kind of silliness, and silliness is very important, as important as mindfulness. My favorite way to be silly is to be ironic. What is your favorite way to be serious? Good inversion. Well, I like paying attention, sitting still, being quiet, focusing. And I like reading about philosophy and astronomy and linguistics. And I like attending to what I can really perceive and to what I can really know to be true, insofar as it's possible to know what is true. Okay, that's not 50, but that's okay. It's been 31 minutes, according to the timer on my screen. So I think it's time to end this video. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know. Thank you for watching, for listening. Until next time, peace and loving kindness.